The 2023 South Korean baseball season kicks off tomorrow, April 1st. 10 clubs in the Korea Baseball Organization will begin the new season and the battle to claim the Korean Series title. For more, we're joined by Mr. Yoo Jee-ho, a sports writer from Seoul-based Yonhap News Agency. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Good morning. The KBO is back in full swing this year. What makes this year's edition different or stand out from the pre-pandemic era? I mean, in terms of scale and the number of fans expected at the stadium. I asked this question because some fans are reportedly quite disappointed by the poor quality shown by the Korean teams, including the ones at the World Baseball Classic.
Right, just touching upon some of the changes. I think this is the first 100% normal season since 2019. The fans were back in full capacity last year, but at the time we still had the indoor mask mandate, and that has since been lifted. So that means the one dome stadium in this league, the Kochuk Sky Dome in Seoul, the fans going to games in that stadium would no longer be required to wear a mask. So you're going to see fans in full capacity for second straight year and no mask mandate, either indoors or outdoor stadiums. Mm-hmm. So that's, I guess, one notable change. Now, you mentioned the WBC and how the national team's performance might have been a letdown for baseball fans in this country. Mm-hmm. But some of the attendance numbers in the preseason games right after the tournament were actually very encouraging. I think some of the numbers caught even clubs in the league office by a little bit of a surprise. So I don't think there's as much concern in terms of attendance figures earlier in the season as there might have been. So I think that there's some good signs that the fans are still going to show up in big numbers. The opening day is a big deal. All 10 teams in action, 2 p.m. Afternoon start on the weekend. There's a lot of excitement in many different fan bases going into this season.
That's a relief. Now, what are some of the major highlights to look out for the season in the KBO? Now, SSG Landers will try to become the first team to successfully defend a title in 7 years. And we also see some interesting managerial duels this season, right?
Right. Landers had a historic season in 2022. They spent the entire season in first place and then went on to win the Korean Series. They will try to become the first team to win back-to-back titles since the Dusan Bears back in 2015 and 2016. It's going to be an uphill battle for sure. There's a lot of parity in this league right now. Maybe not a lot of weak links compared to in the years past. So the Landers have the work cut off for them to win their second straight title. Now with the managers, we've got a new manager with the Dusan Bears, Lee Seung-yup, one of the biggest legends in KBO history, making his managerial debut. And one of his closest friends in baseball, Park Jin-man, his former teammate with the Samsung Lions, will be managing the Samsung Lions on a full-time basis after spending second half of last year on an interim basis. So the friends, they're going to put their friendship aside for a bit, try to take their team back to the playoffs after missing out last year. So that's one managerial matchup that's going to be really interesting to watch. And also the two foreign managers in this league, Carlos Rivera for the Hanwha Eagles, Larry Sun for the Lotte Giants, two very downtrodden clubs last season, both entering the final years of their contract. So they've got to prove themselves or their job security might be in danger.
Yeah, competition over friendship for now. And before we let you go, Jee-ho, this is a relatively small league compared to Major League Baseball. Now, teams here play each other 16 times per season, and familiarity with breed contempt over the course of a season. Now, what are some key rivalries to watch out for this year?
Right. I touched upon the Bears and the Lions with the managers, but also the Dusan Bears have the natural rivalry with the fellow Seoul club LG Twins. The Twins, I think a lot of people are picking them to probably win the championship this year. The Bears, maybe not so much, but they're going to be going out there with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. So the Twins-Bears rivalry, I think the Bears have had an upper hand in recent years, but I think the Twins are going to try to turn the tables maybe this year.
All right, Jee-ho, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.